Yeah.
That's showing up.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
There we go.
Okay, so so this is a LiveKit tutorial, and the prerequisite for this is that you know that you are familiar with voice AI in general, and you know the terms STT, LLM, TTS. This will be helpful. If you haven't heard of these things yet, then I would suggest you to not spend your time here and waste your time here, because you won't be able to understand anything if you don't know this stuff. And I would suggest you to start here, because I made this tutorial for absolute beginners. Yeah, so you should be a little familiar with voice AI for this tutorial, but other than that, everything will be step by step. So I hope you will be able to follow along very easily. Okay, those who know me, they know that I work with Retell AI and Vapi mostly. And I just want to make something clear, because I'm getting the question like, why are we switching now to LiveKit? And I just want to make clear that we are not switching. We're just making the best use of each platform, and each of them are still great. So I still continue using Retell AI and Vapi too, and I will be using them in future too. But I just wanted to highlight some differences between them, so you understand like why we are talking about LiveKit right now. So in general, we can say Retell AI is like, this is all my opinion, right? So there can be different opinions, but just based on my experience and my opinions, because I have been using these tools for 1 year, almost 1 year now, and I can say a thing or two about them. So in my opinion, Retell AI is best for beginners, and LiveKit is more for advanced voice AI developers, and Vapi is somewhere in between. And why is that so? Are you still there, everybody? Okay. So Retell is has a user-friendly user interface, has a high uptime, very good default settings, voice settings, and in general, the settings are great. Free text-based testing, which is one of my favorites. Then they have TTS undisclosed. We don't know which TTS they used. So this is not that great. So we don't have a lot of flexibility in choosing a variety of LLMs or TTS or STT. So the choice of that is limited in Retell AI, but that's why it's also beginner friendly, because the default settings are pretty good and best pricing on the market right now, in my opinion. There are also some cheaper ones, but for example, I discovered Millis AI. Millis, I think it's called, 2 cents per minute. But I don't know, I didn't like how the website looked like, because there were no information about the company and who is behind that product. So yeah, there are some cheaper options too, but in general, we can say Retell AI is good. They have a great team. I'm in contact with them too, and they are really great. And yeah, Vapi is more known for its customizability, specifically when it comes to TTS, STT, LLM, and yeah, in the APIs, you can just customize everything. They have detailed API docs, lots of educational resources by now templates. There are a lot of YouTube videos and creators who share their templates and stuff, and you can just build on the examples that already exist. So, and LiveKit, on the other hand, is open source, which means it's free, it's self-hostable. Today we are going to look into this stuff here, 5,000 free minutes per month on cloud. So we are not going to do the self-hosting stuff today. We are going to deploy it on the LiveKit Cloud today, but in general, it's also self-hostable. There is a great degree of customizability and scalability because it's code, everything is code. You have full control over your infrastructure, code, and data. In my opinion, the docs are not as detailed. So I have to admit it was difficult for me to figure this out because also there is not a lot of tutorials on this. So that's why I'm here today. I want to change that and I want to present to you what I learned so far. And I made it as simple as possible for you. But first, let's talk about what can you build with LiveKit. So with LiveKit, you can build voice AI agents and multimodal agents. So voice AI is just voice, and multimodal is when the agent is also able to understand and react to text, and also to video and images. So this is called multimodal, and this is what's possible in LiveKit, and what is not possible here right now at the moment. Maybe they will add that too, but right now it's not possible in Vapi and Retell. So I hope you can grasp like the different pros and cons of this softwares, but I still like all of them. So, but today we're going to look into LiveKit, and specifically, we are gonna be building a voice AI agent, which I presented on LinkedIn before, and there was quite a bit of interest for this. So, and before I move on, are there any questions so far about this stuff here? If you want to ask something, you can unmute yourself or just ask in. Yes, Florian, please.
Hello. So I'm a big believer in taking small steps and iterating on that. How hard would it be actually to start with Vapi and get the prompts and potential tools that we want to utilize, and then do the next iteration with LiveKit? Would you recommend it, or would it be too hard, too much friction? What would your opinion be on that?
I actually recommend, like, if you're a non-technical person, like if you don't have any background in coding, or if you feel like you're not that technical, just start with Retell. That's why I made this here. So if you're not technical at all, just use Retell and learn and start to understand how this technology works. But if you think like, okay, I'm a quick learner and I think I will be able to understand quickly, so then I would suggest to start with Vapi, because it just gives you more customizability. But for LiveKit, you need like more experience, so you cannot start if you don't have any coding background or you are not that technical, you will have a difficult time with LiveKit, but it's still not impossible. I mean, yeah, and today I will show you like everything step by step. So because I'm a no coder myself, so if many of you are watching my YouTube videos too, and you've seen that all of them are no code tutorials, but actually me as a non-software engineer, so I don't have any software background at all. My education is in psychology and education, so that's non-technical at all, and I'm able to build this stuff with code, of course, with the help of ChatGPT, Cloud and stuff. But I mean, if I'm able to build this, then you will be able to. But it requires like you have to spend some time with it. And then you will notice that it's always the same stuff. So it's just repeating. You will see that functions are always the same. Functions is like how when you're connecting your voice agents to other apps, you will see that knowledge base always is the same. Then prompts, like you will have some understanding for prompts, what works, what doesn't work, and stuff like that, you know. Yeah.
Thanks for the perspective. That was helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Then let's continue here. So today's session will be, what we will do today is we will download and set up a LiveKit voice agent template. Because LiveKit provides some templates, and this is actually my approach. So I like to start with templates and not install everything like from scratch, because I feel like when I have a template then, or an example, then it's easier for me to understand. So that's why I'm doing this approach. I will download a template, and then based on this template that LiveKit is giving us, we will make the changes. So the template that LiveKit is giving us has these settings. So as an STT, it has Deepgram. As the LLM, it has OpenAI. And as the TTS, it uses also OpenAI voices. And we want to use this template and change the LLM to Gemini Flash, Gemini 2.0 Flash, which is currently free to use for us. And we will also change the TTS to Deepgram, which Deepgram provides us with $200 of free credits, which really is a lot. So I've been using my credits for weeks now, and I'm still at like 290 something, $190 still left on my account. So like this really is great for testing and stuff. And then we will add a turn detector, which I will explain later what it is exactly. By the way, you will get this mirror board at the end of this session, so you don't have to take any notes or something, just listen, and you will get everything like I explain everything here step by step, so you will get that, all of that. Yeah, and the fourth step is we will change the TTS that we had here, Deepgram. We will change it to ElevenLabs, because ElevenLabs has better voice quality, better voices. It sounds more realistic and better latency than Deepgram, because as you may know, ElevenLabs recently released the Flash v2.5 model, which is allegedly the fastest TTS right now. Yeah, so this is what we are going to do today. Okay, so let's start with the first step. We will download the LiveKit agent, and this is how we will do that. So we will go to LiveKit. Let's go to LiveKit here. Okay, LiveKit, by the way, is used by large companies, big companies. Also, OpenAI uses LiveKit for their advanced voice bots, and also other big companies, as you can see here. So that's why it's also interesting for us. Yeah, so you will create an account in LiveKit, and here is where we start. So in the sandbox, they give us some templates which we can use. So we will use this one, voice assistant, and we will say run in sandbox. And then we get some commands here, which we will use in our terminal. But it's important to know that if you are on a server like I am, because I'm not going to install this locally, but on my server, cloud server. So if you are using a server which is not the same operating system as your local computer, then you go here to the documentation and you choose the code, the operating system that you have, and copy that code here. So instead of the one that they gave us here, we will copy this one that we have. So mine is Ubuntu. That's why I'm using Linux command.
Maybe show the Windows one now.
Sorry?
It might be worth showing the Windows one as well.
Oh, the Windows one? Yeah, here. Yeah, but you will get that anyways when you set up your own. Here you will get that automatically, and then you just click here and just choose your command. Okay, then what we will do is we will go to our terminal, which you can reach by pressing space and command on Mac, and then you type in terminal, and then this opens up here. And then you just paste in the first command that we just got, which will install the LiveKit client. Yeah, so mine was already installed. So, but if you're seeing something like that, it was successful. And then we will, yeah, so here I explained everything. So what this is basically is what is the LiveKit client? It includes command line utilities that interacts with LiveKit. It allows you to bootstrap new applications from templates. In this case, we will be using a voice AI agent template. So that's what this command is doing. And now we will paste, copy and paste the second one. Let's do that. So now we are supposed to select the template that we need. In this case, we will choose this one. because we are building a pipeline agent. Pipeline is just the pipeline of STT, LLM, and TTS. But we could also be building multimodal agents, which I'm gonna do in future tutorials. But for now, we will do the voice agent one and click and press enter. Then you can give it a name. I will say 2 because I already have another one. Okay, then it will ask you for your keys. But before that, actually, let me show you something here. So because I already did this process before, I already authenticated myself. I didn't get this part here. But when you're doing this for the first time, after you have done this, after you have entered your project name, then you will get this link, which you will have to paste into your browser. And then you will confirm. This is how it will look like here. Then you will just say allow access. And then here you will say yes. And then we will be here as I showed you. And is it this one? Okay. Yeah, then you will give your application a name. And then we are here, which will, here you're supposed to enter your OpenAPI key, but we will skip that because we won't be using OpenAI LLM here because we are gonna use Gemini. So that's why we will just say or press enter. And now it will ask us for our Deepgram API key, which we will need. But I'm gonna skip that too here because I'm gonna add this later. It will be easier if we add this later. So I'm just gonna press enter again. And now we are getting some more commands here. Is everybody here still? Okay. Are there any questions so far? Okay, if steps are unclear, then just let me know. Make some noise.
Brent had a question about will any of these allow real-time API or any other speech-to-speech APIs? Yeah,
but you wouldn't set it up like this because this is the pipeline template. So I'm not sure if they also have a template for the real-time API, but this is not how you would set up the real-time API because it's not a pipeline. It's just, speech-to-speech. So it would be different, the setup. But yeah, you can do that too. Oh, John says the multimodal agents support real-time. Okay, so you could choose here in this step. You could choose one of these. Then you could connect your real-time API, but then it would be a multimodal agent, not a voice agent. So yeah. Okay. Then you will open up an IDE. In my case, I use Windsurf. So Windsurf is just it looks like VS Code, right? And it's built on top of VS Code, so any IDE will do. The important thing is that we want to see like our files here, and from this code or command that we got here, you will see where your file was saved. So in my case, it's home, 𝘓𝘓, and Sanava 2. So here, as you can see, it's here in home, 𝘓𝘓, and this is just the agent that we just set up. And so at this point, we could just paste in these commands and start the agent. But first of all, it wouldn't work because we didn't provide our API keys. But if we provided the API keys, then we would just paste all of this code into our terminal here, and then we could just start our agent. But in our case, we want to make some changes to the files because we want to use Gemini and Deepgram, so we get a completely free agent. So, and the important file here is this agent.py file. And now, so let me explain you what's going on here. So this is just the folder that we installed here by doing this stuff here. And this is what we got automatically. So I didn't do this myself. It's just downloaded from LiveKit, right? And as I said, this is just a template for OpenAI LLM and OpenAI voice. And we want to adjust. So it's important to know that you don't need to know everything what's going on here. I will tell you the important parts. So the important part is first of all your instructions. Here's where you would change them. So the prompt, I mean, this is where you would change your prompt, and here you can change your the first message that the agent will say when you launch it. So you can change that too. And the other stuff is actually not that important. So if you are a no-coder like me and you don't understand everything here, you can just ask Claude or any AI. But most of the time it's not that relevant if you just follow the instructions that LiveKit provides you and you just understand the basic things. So in here, the most important part is this here. So this is what we're going to change. As you can see, here we are seeing some stuff. VAD is, okay, we will talk about that later, so I'm not going to explain that here. But this is actually what we need. So STT, speech to text, is, as you can see in this example, Deepgram. The LLM is OpenAI. It uses GPT-4o mini, and the TTS is OpenAI too. So let's go back to our guide here and see what's the next step. Okay, so we are actually here now. We want to change those. And like my process, okay. The way I do things is I always try to find a template or an example of the stuff that I want to build. Therefore, it's important to follow LiveKit's social media and channels. So when they release something new, they also provide like an example code most of the time. And what you then do is you look at that code. So this is one that they provided for to show us how to use the Gemini model as the LLM. And you just go there and you will see that like most of the stuff looks the same as the template that we had. And the only thing that is different is actually these settings here. So this is the part that we need. And this is showing us like how we can use Gemini as an LLM in this pipeline. And what I'm going to do is basically copy this from this example and paste it into my agent. So this is it. Then always don't forget to save. And now we can, what we are also seeing in this example is that it uses the Google SCT and Google TTS, but we are not going to do that. You can also do that, but this wouldn't be completely free because that costs some money. In our case, we will, in our template, we already had Deepgram as the SCT, so we will leave it as is, and we will change the TTS to just delete this Deepgram, and that's it basically. So what we have done is we have changed this to Gemini and this to Deepgram. And now we are going to save this. Okay, let's see what the next step here is. Okay, so we have done this. I just explained here that this is the example and this is how the example looks like. And this is our agent, and at the end we change it to this. And next step will be to generate Google API keys. And unfortunately, this is not as straightforward. So I spent some time on figuring this out. If you have never done this before, then this is your lucky day. I will show you how to do this. So we need Google keys because, of course, we are using the Gemini model. And for that, you will go to your Google Cloud console. And here, are there any questions so far?
I think it's been answered by John, George, so I think they're all sorted.
Oh, George is answering all of the questions. Cool, George. Thanks. Okay, so here is the Google Cloud console. And what you're going to do as the first step is create a new project here. I can't create a new project because yeah, my tier doesn't allow for more than 3, I think. So I will just use this. And then you will search for Vertex AI. So here you can see, show API list. Mine are all enabled, but you will see something like enable APIs. And yeah, oh, here, this one, yeah, sorry. Service accounts. And then you create a new service. Where is it? Here. So you just give it a name. Create. Then as a role, you select owner, continue. Yeah, done. So obviously the settings are just for our private use. If you want to share this with some other people, then you will need to set it up accordingly. So yeah, and then you can see, is it this one? Yeah. Now we will create, as you can see, we don't have any keys here yet. So we need to create our API key. So we go to manage keys. And we will add a key, create new key, and it will give us our keys in JSON format. And it will download this to our computer. As you can see, it downloaded. And now we need to give our agent access to this key, and therefore I will import this file to this folder where my agent is. But if you are on your local computer, you can also save it somewhere on your computer. But for ease of use, I will just edit here. And this is where your Google API keys are saved. And what we need to do now, let's go back to so we created a service account, we added the key, we added in here. So now what we are going to do is let me just copy this as a template, kind of. And now we have this file here, which is our environment variables. So these are just our API keys. And we need to define, first of all, here we need to define the path of our Google API keys. So we just copy the path from here and paste it. And what this is about, so you have to define another key or variable, which is your Google Cloud project. And where do you find your Google Cloud project? ID is here. So this is your Google Cloud project ID. and you copy that and paste it here. So that's it basically for the environment variables, and I'm gonna delete this OpenAI because I don't need OpenAI here. And what I also need is my Deepgram keys. So you're going to go to Deepgram and copy your keys from there. So, and then you will add your Deepgram key here. So, and as you may have noticed, these keys are already set up because they already came with the installation that we did before. So I think we are good to go now, but we also need to add something else, which is, let me show you here. Yeah, the requirements. So the requirements, for those who don't know, are just the packages, or in our case, the plugins from LiveKit that we need to install. And in our case, these are these came with the template. Until here, they were included already. But what we are going to add are these two. So Vertex and Google plugin. Yeah, so that's it. And save. Now, let me check if I forgot something or... Now we also need to import the Google plugin into our agent py file, which is, where is it? Here. So we just say comma and Google, and that's it. So that's it. And now, yeah, now we will just copy and paste these commands here that we got before. As you can see, some downloading is happening here. And what it is downloading is the stuff from our requirements. Yeah, okay, it seems like it's done, and we are now ready to launch our voice agent. Let me just stop the screen share for now, and I will add the... Okay, let's see if that works, because usually on the first try it never works, but we will see. So hello.
We can still hear you, Noor.
Hmm?
We can hear you on the screen. It's just showing dots flashing now.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to the agent,
Okay.
but it's not answering. So we are going to look into the code and see what's happening here. Okay, let me cancel this, and let's see why it gave us an error here. Line 48.
You could probably ask Cascade if it can fix it for you.
Yeah, I know, but I want to fix it myself here. So I think the problem is Okay, let's actually do that. So we are going to copy this error message and ask Claude what.
John's saying you need to run the back end first, and then it should run.
Yeah, the backend was already running here, as you can see. Okay, let me try something because I had this problem before and the solution was to add this line here because for some reason the API keys weren't loading properly. So it's good that this error is happening because when you will try this yourself, you will also get this. So let's see how we can solve this. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Let me run it. Hello? Okay, it's still not working. We are getting the same error.
John was saying the graphic changes when the agent connects successfully.
Sorry?
Sorry, John was saying the graphic changes when the agent's connected.
The graphic changes? What do you mean?
I think John could probably explain more, but that's what he just said in the chat.
Sure. So just saying, you know, those dots that are ticking, that will actually change to a full visualization when the connection is successful. So it's just a quick way of telling whether it's working or not, rather than speaking to it before anything changes.
Yeah. So if it's working, you get the microphone symbol here when it's actually working, but we didn't get that. And we can also see it here. So
do you have a working version of the code or somewhere else you could switch to?
yeah, I have a working version. So let me install the requirements again. Maybe they weren't installed properly.
If you're using relative paths, you might want to just put the full path in. John seems to think it might be an issue with the path in there. So it's like a /home is.
Oh, the microphone appeared. Hello? No, it's still not working. Okay.
No, in your env.local, I noticed that the address just begins with home rather than /home. So you might want to just add /. There.
Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh my God, I didn't see that. Yeah, you're right. Who was that?
That's John. Well done, John. Good spotting.
Oh, yeah. See how these small mistakes can lead to. Yeah, okay. I think that was a problem. Okay, so let's save that, and now it should work.
Hey, how can I help you today?
Hi, what's your name?
I am a LiveKit voice assistant.
Okay, yeah. So could you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, we heard it.
Okay.
Good job. Teamwork.
Oh, thanks, John. But I'm glad it happened because yeah, this happens a lot actually. So okay, then let's continue. We will continue with this step, which is adding the turn detector. So I've added some articles here that you can read to better understand what this is actually doing. So most voice assistants use this thing here, VAD, which is based on whether there is silence or no silence. So if the model detects silence, it means the AI can start answering. And if the caller still speaks, so if there is no silence, the agent knows that it shouldn't speak yet. So this is what most of the voice agents have as they turn detector. But what's new now is this EOU model, which also takes context of speech into consideration, which means that, yeah, it understands. So if I say something like, I think that, then it's able, then there will be a pause. So if I say, I think that, silence. But this model will not take my silence as, yeah, turn detection, but it will consider what my sentence was about and will predict that my sentence is not finished yet and will wait for my sentence to finish, and it will say nothing. So it won't interrupt me. So that's basically the difference between those two. Unfortunately, this module is only available for English as a language. So, but in this article, they say it will also, yeah, they're working on adding it to also other languages. So we can't wait for that because actually this is a big problem. AI interrupting us during speech. So having this for all languages would be great. But for now, we will just use it with, yeah, English. And again, of course, in this article, they also added a code example here for that too, which let's have a look at it. Okay, as you can see, this again looks very similar to what we already have. And the place where this model comes into is this here. So what we will do, we will just copy this. Actually, let me show you something else. So in this article or page, they give you like step-by-step instructions on how to do that. So here, pip install LiveKit plugins, turn detector, which we will just add to our requirements file, which is here. So we will just add this here. So we have it. And then we will just add this line to our voice pipeline part. Okay, so it's after this one. So I just copied it and pasted it. And then we will do this before running. They say this plugin requires model files before starting your agent. For the first time, use this. So, but before that, we also need to import it here. So we will just say comma turn detector. As you can see, we also already are getting it as suggest. Okay, now we will just pip install requirements again. And this time, because we added the turn detector plugin here, now it also downloaded that one. And now, as they said in the instructions, before running it, here we need to add this command here. So I will paste this, but my agent pi is called only agent. Okay, it's done. And now it should work. And we will again say Python 3 agent.py dev, enter. And now let's see if that's working. Okay.
Hey,
Hello.
how can I help you?
Who is this?
Hi there. I am a voice assistant from LiveKit.
Okay. I have a question.
Sure, ask away.
Can you tell me?
Yes, I can.
Can you tell me what is
What is it?
2 plus 2?
2 plus 2 is 4.
Okay. I was trying to test the turn detection, but I think I didn't do a great example in this case. But if the agent worked, then probably the turn detection stuff also worked, most likely. Yeah, here you can see it was used. My example was not the best, but yeah, it worked. So, oh, okay. Am I sharing my screen? Okay. Yeah. Here you can see the turn detection was used. Where is it? Here. Yeah. Okay, so now it worked, but you may have noticed that the voice didn't sound really great. So we will, as the last step, we will just TTS to ElevenLabs for better voice quality. And this is how we are going to do that. So again, it's very easy. So the only thing that we will need to change is this here. The rest will remain the same. So we just say ElevenLabs.tts, and before this, we need to add some configurations, because actually if we only leave it as is here, then we will just, then the agent will only use the default settings of ElevenLabs and the default voices. But in our case, we want to use a specific voice and a specific model, which is the latest model. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't come up with this myself, so let me show you how I did it. So LiveKit ElevenLabs plugin. And then you will get to this site. So as I said, LiveKit's docs aren't the best. There's not much information here. So you just copy this and give it to an AI, an LLM, and you just copy your agent code, which is here, this. And then, so you copy all of that and you copy what I just showed you and paste it into Claude, or you can also do it here if you have this. And you just ask it to replace the ElevenLabs TTS, the Deepgram TTS with the ElevenLabs TTS, and that you also want to be able to edit the voice configurations. So, and I will show you now, instead of pasting that one by one, I will show you the end result of how it looks like. Okay, it's this. So let's have a look at this. So what I've also added here is import OS. I added this after I got some errors when trying to run this. So this was just suggested by my terminal here. So I just added that, just for you to know. And also what I added is here, ElevenLabs library imports here, or plugins imports. Okay, and after that, or before this voice agent configurations, I added the configurations that I just showed you, and you can just customize that according to your needs. So I just copied the ID of Jessica and pasted it here from ElevenLabs. And then you define here the flash model. Okay, so yeah, this is where you define your model, ElevenLabs model, and the other settings are not that important. And the last thing that you do is to, that's actually wrong here. What I did, that's not right here, because you have to refer to your ElevenLabs instance. Yes, yeah, so that's the right one. So what we are doing here is, instead of Deepgram, I'm referring to this. And inside of this, I have voice configs. I'm not sure if that's the best way of doing this, but this is just what ChatGPT gave me, and it's working, so I just left it like this. Yeah, and what else you have to do is, in your environment variables, you also add 11. So it's important, it's not called ElevenLabs API key, but only 11 key API key. And how do I know that? Again, it's in this, in here, in their simple docs here. Yeah, and also in the requirements, you have to, again, add the ElevenLabs plugin. And that's basically it. And what you get as a result is, yeah, better latency and better voice quality. I'm not sure if you wanna listen to that again, or you, or that's okay as a demo.
We had a couple of questions, Noor. Nick was asking, you know, in Vapi and things, you can add knowledge and you can do the different flows, so you can start to join things together. Is there something similar in this software? Can you create a flow?
Base? Yeah, you can add a knowledge base, but that's not as easy as in Vapi or Retell. You cannot just one click and add your knowledge base. So that's actually something that I'm gonna do a tutorial about.
Mm-hmm. So is it all coded in Python as well? If you're so instead of doing like the little blocks that you put in place, you would create a flow in Python blocks. Is that how it works?
In agent.py, you mean, or as file? Yeah,
just within here, like it.
Yeah, best practice is to just create the knowledge base in separate files and import it into the agent.py file.
And then we had a question a bit earlier from Mohammed, just asking about if you wanted to attach this to an app and white label it. Is that something you could do with LiveKit?
Yeah, of course. You can do anything you want because it's open source. So you can do pretty much anything and everything. So, but of course, this is more advanced. Like, it's not like Vapi. It's not like you just define your variables and paste them into the API places. So you have to write some code for it. But the good thing about it is that you can find a lot of examples in LiveKit's GitHub repo, and from these examples you can just then copy them and then just paste it into Claude and tell Claude what you want to do. In your case,
do they have like a Telegram or Discord or something like that?
Telegram. They only have a Slack channel.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not that active on social media and stuff. I think
Can-
also, yeah.
Nick's asked, can you integrate it with 𝘓𝘪𝐼 to answer calls?
Yes, yes, you can. In their docs, they also tell you how to do that. So you can just Google it. And
Yeah, I think that answers the questions. Did you want to do a quick demo of the ElevenLabs so people can compare?
yeah, let's let's see if this works.
Unfortunately, John's gone, so we'll see.
Okay. But yeah, let's do it. If you want to see that, then we can do that.
Yeah,
No,
we
we
can
can
see the
see
terminal
that.
now. Yeah.
Okay, so what I did was navigate to my directory and activate the environment. And now I'm going to, not sure if I have to pip install again. I think it already all installed everything before, but I'm just going to do that again. And now I will just start it. But let's see if it works.
Hey, how can I help you today?
Hello, who is this?
I am a voice assistant created by LiveKit.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, I am ready.
Can you tell me
Yes?
what is 2 plus 2?
2 plus 2 is 4.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Okay, I hope you could hear that. So I was trying to test the turn detection again, which seemed to be working with the what is example. Yeah. So, and you can see like the quality is far better than the Deepgram one because ElevenLabs voices are, yeah, better.
And can you use like a cloned voice if you've done a clone of your own voice for ElevenLabs?
Yeah, you can import that too into your agent.py.
Great, thanks, Noor. Yeah, I put your LinkedIn into the chat. Did you want to share your YouTube channel as well? I think you mentioned a YouTube channel.
Yeah, just a quick note here. So I've put something together about what's next. So what I will be doing in near future is I will also explain how to add a knowledge base to LiveKit agents, functions, and also how to do multimodal agents. I will also explore PipeCat, which is also another open source voice AI platform. So just to tell you what's next on my YouTube channel, and you can join these communities. In Discord, I always give a lot of free help and advice. And
Are all the links to find you on your Miro?
yeah, there are on my. I pinned it in the chat. Can you see that?
Okay.
It's pinned in the chat, but
I'm not. Don't think I'm. Let me just scroll up. Oh yeah, we've got it at the top. Yep. Okay, so if you scroll to the top of the chat, then you can see it's pinned, and you can find her details there. So maybe copy and paste that. I think it allows you to copy and paste, whereas it doesn't in Zoom.
yeah, and where you can find the stuff that I showed you today is here in my resource app, guys. So the Miro board is here. You can find it for free there. The code for the Gemini Deepgram agent and Gemini ElevenLabs agent. So let me paste that into the chat also.
I think Max might have left. He might still be around, but I think it was like 6 a.m. for him. It's what time is it for you there over there, Neil?
For me, it's 4 a.m.
4 a.m. It's
Yeah.
2 a.m. here. So thanks for staying up and appreciate all your hard work. I can see you put a lot of time and effort into your mirror and everything else. So yeah, I think you've answered all the questions. Nick's shared a reference in the chat as well for the parameters for the customization of OpenAI. So people might find it useful.